Sooner Softball Nation, thanks for joining us tonight. First, let me just say this and get this out of the way, guys. If you have not subscribed to this channel, do so right now, because even though this is the end of softball season, there's so much more to come with Sooner Surge, and we want you guys to be a part of it. We love your guys' feedback, and we want more subscribers, so please subscribe, hit the button. Guys, unbelievable. This team continued to show how they respond when things are against them, and they are now cemented their place in history with a back-to-back Women's College World Series championship title. Patty Gasso getting her 7th World Series championship. And this game had it all, guys, from defense to offense to emotions. And I'm going to be unapologetic, guys, right now for my emotions if they get the best of me tonight. I'm going to be unapologetic because watching the girls after this win and the emotion that they had, I'm not ashamed to say that I got a little teary-eyed and emotional as well, because you can't help but fall in love with this team. Guys, let's open it up for thoughts.
Man, I'll start it off with just truly, it's greatness we're witnessing at our eyes. I don't know how many times we're going to say the word greatness, history. Jason, I know me and you both said it at least 50 times. Like, it's got to be said, but it truly is just incredible, man, what Oklahoma's done. The way they've not only set history in women's sports, but the kind of foundation they've laid across all sports. It's one starts up front with the culture, them representing Jesus Christ in everything they do. Okay, they do it the right way. They do not celebrate at other teams to purposely get at them to be dirty. They celebrate to get their team because it's how they play, and the most popular word is unapologetic. That's how they play, and tonight they showed it. And guys, maybe the biggest elite leader on this team had her game of the year tonight, and that's Grace Lyons. I mean, she truly played tremendous. Sydney Sanders got herself a home run, which is nice to see. It was just a great balanced effort all over everything that happened, and truly it was just really just awesome to watch.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, this game had it all. Jeremy, I think you said it, but I'm going to mention a few plays to me of the game. And first off, guys, Alex Storako giving up 1 run in 4 innings. She did what OU needed her to do, right? Come out, pitch good, and then OU got the lead and they brought ball in. But I got to mention the play of the game. In my opinion, it's not even close. No. The play of the game, and probably to me the biggest play of her career, Jada Coleman. That catch she made was bigger than the Texas catch, guys. It was bigger than any catch she's made. That was a 3-0 game if she doesn't catch that. And I'm not saying OU loses. I'm not saying that. But the momentum that because of that play, guys, that's going to go down. Just mark it down. That's going to go down as one of the greatest plays in OU softball history. You can't deny it. When she hit the wall, her back kind of popped. And I thought, for her to even hold on to it, guys,
her
and
waist
we talked about
was
it
above
last
the
night.
fence.
We talked about it last night. Last night she guns that girl down and at home throws that hose. That's the same girl.
Hey, it was better than Mudge last night.
That was the same girl.
It was better than Mudge's last night.
For sure.
Oh, the timing of it, the situation of it. Yeah, last night it was a great catch by Mudge, but the game was over, right? This, to me, you kept a 0-0 game instead of 3-0. That was so huge. So I have to mention that play. But then
Brent Venables liked that play.
She has better ball skills than Billy Bowman Jr.
Hey, and then another play of the game, in my opinion. You're down 1-0. You come to the bats. Sydney Sanders goes yard, followed by Grace Lyons. You want to talk? Hey, that is the epitome of OU softball. You relinquish the lead. You're down 1-0. How do you answer? How do you respond? And that's the question I would ask is, how do you respond? And how has OU responded all year long? No matter what the situation, they respond. And that's what happened back-to-back catch from 2 of the coldest players recently. That's insane.
That's what I think is
really just speaking of really just like Jada Coleman, man, the leadership she describes, and this is a quote I found on Twitter by Eric Bailey from the press conference that they're doing right now while we're on this. It says, so Eric Bailey basically asked Jada Coleman about her catch, and she said, "I'm really relying on my left fielder, Riley Boone, and whoever is in right to communicate me with where the wall is. They're telling me you got room in 1, 2, 3, jump and get the ball." She gives the credit to Riley Boone, not even on herself. You talk about the most selfless team. That describes it.
That's a great point. And Jay, what you just said about Sydney Sanders, look, I'll be the first to admit I was questioning why Sydney Sanders, I was thinking, man, she's cold. I just don't understand this. I tell you what, her and Grace Lyons, you never know who it's coming from with this team. And guys, I got Grace Lyons today came out with the Dear Softball letter, which got me a little emotional. And then to end her career with a deep ball to center, a single, long single, and then that home run. I just so happy for Grace Lyons, man. Just so happy for her and what she's meant to the program. And then the next inning, when you get this Riley Boone bunt, was unbelievable.
Oh
my
Hugs the chalk.
gosh.
Are you kidding me?
And they got nothing out of that.
Yeah.
Correct, yeah.
Bases loaded, no out, with Jada Coleman up, followed by Tiare Jennings, and they got nothing. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was the fifth the fourth
Third.
inning.
It was a third.
Third, yeah. Fourth inning, they went in order. Fifth inning is when they got the 2 runs. And guys, once they got the 2 runs, it was closing time.
Hey, but one thing about Alex Storako, guys, she's never been in this situation. I mean, kudos to that girl. Kudos to her. I mean, she comes out there. They didn't start May. They started Storako. What?
Oh, I said she threw a really solid game.
She did. She got out of a couple jams, early on. She got out of them. Defense helped her out. Tiare Jennings first inning made a tremendous play up the middle. Tremendous.
Huge.
But Storako, for never being in a situation, this is a closeout game. I mean, this is the World Series National Championship for a three-peat off a 52-game winning streak. You cannot tell me that there's no pressure. And listen, they've been saying pressure is a privilege. I get it. But if you heard Patty Gasso's post-game comments, she said Holly Rowe asked her what she felt. She said freedom. And listen, she said it's so hard, the stress, day in, day out. She said it. We haven't really heard her just say that.
She hasn't said it.
And the fact that this team keeps coming up and keeps winning. They trail, they win. They blow out a team, whatever it is, they win. The fact that they keep winning in every situation, I mean, that's just, guys, I don't know what to say.
I think Gasso also, it shows me that she's not preaching the stress to the girls. She stays loose, but obviously you could see there in that moment that it had been on her mind heavily, and she was so happy for the girls just to be able to feel this freedom throughout. And there are several. You talked about. I tell you something else Gasso did tonight that was. I was like, what is? She pinch hit for Kenzie Hansen with 2 on and no out. I mean,
yeah,
that was very questionable.
I think was there 1 out or no out?
There are no outs because Nugent.
I didn't.
Nugent came in and put the bunt down. It was planned. They here's why they were sacrificing. They wanted 1 run to give another run of insurance. It was brilliant. Kenzie Hansen might have went yard. She might have hit in a double play, but it doesn't matter. Gasso knew what she was doing. She always knows what she's doing. And Jordy Ball then had a 2-run lead. They weren't going to score 1 on Jordy, but there is no way they're ever going to score 2 on her because she was closing the door. 3 innings pitched. 3 strikeouts, no hits. Patty Gasso said I'd have to look at the quote. I know she said one of the best pitchers she's ever had. She may have said the best.
Hey, she will, in my opinion, she will go down as the best pitcher to ever pitch at OU. I think
that's
2 more years.
Well,
I mean,
you could see it last year before she got her freshman year. She threw 2 no-hitters last year as a true freshman, I believe.
Yeah, the injury kind of set her back, but she got the World Series win last year too, or closed it out. I mean,
guys, there are certain people And as a coach, I see this in the sports I coach, but there are certain people that you just want to have because the moment is never too big for them. Maybe because they don't really show the nerves. Jordy Ball, even in her post-game interview with Holly Rowe, you could just tell she's different, dude, she's different when it comes to that. She didn't think about, what's going to happen. She just goes out there with the mentality. She's going to get it done, and she does it.
Well,
and as Gasso quoted, she's been delivering since she came out of the womb. And it's true.
Well,
you see it. Nothing phases Jordy Ball.
What I thought was interesting was the post-game conference with Holly Rowe. And, she was getting up there to 72 miles an hour. And that was funny when Holly Rowe mentioned that. Jordy said, that's funny because I was kind of holding back 70% because I didn't want to overthrow. And I wanted, I just wanted to be under control and not get too excited. And she was still hitting it at 72, guys. I mean, she was amped up inside. Whether or not she felt like she was or not, she was. And, hey, what a way to end it with a strikeout. Let's be real. Strikeout on the off-speed pitch. When OU got the lead 2-1, I think everybody in their right mind said, ball's coming in, ball game over.
And it
was.
was.
I felt it when Lions hit the home run.
Yeah.
Well, I think it may have been you, Jim, that texted that Kirsten Deal was warming up, I guess. But
that was warming up when Storako was struggling a little.
But that was all a fluke. Like, come on. They really knew what the plan was all the time.
I actually think Deal was going to come in had OU not gotten the lead.
And I haven't heard Gasso all the post game, but I'm sure their plan was get the lead with Storako, ball comes in. Storako get 3 or 4 innings, ball comes in, closes out. And that's exactly what it was a masterpiece. It was a masterpiece. It was a master class.
Braden, you have not do what?
Hey,
what?
Hey, it's time. Patty Gasso needs to have a massive statue. I mean, what now?
Yes.
Now.
Yes.
Dude, she's gonna have whatever the new stadium is.
Yes. Dude, she's gonna have a statue larger than Bob Stoops.
Hey, here's what's funny. We were driving home after it was over. I was in the car, and I had it on my phone playing through the car. I'm gonna maybe get emotional here. I mean, it was very emotional listening to it, the way it was ending, and
Grace Lyons and the defense.
Yeah, the defense again. I can't think of really any bad plays tonight on the defense side. So many plays that stood out tonight, and you guys have all talked about it. Yeah, the emotion. I just think afterwards you even saw Florida State. And guys, I'm going to give a shout out to Sandercock. I thought she did some great things tonight against OU, especially with the bases loaded, no out. That game could have been easily in that situation been over at that point. But she got, with those drop balls that she throws, she was able to get 2 ground outs and 2 hitters who usually don't struggle to get the ball in the air, and Jada Coleman and Tiara Jennings. So, great job really by Kat Sandercock. I thought we'd see her yesterday, but as soon as you could tell, we're starting to get to her the third time to the lineup, hitting balls really off the barrel every single time.
Even on the outs, they were ripping them.
But you see, and I've talked about the purest sport out there. I continue to say that, but really it is, guys. You see afterwards, they're all gathered together there, praying in the center with Grace Lyons leading them. Again, just a great moment, not just as Sooner fans, but really as people who love, if you have family to love watch this sport, you're going to see things that are, even – and I got to point this out. Jada Coleman, you talked about deflecting the credit, Jackson, about that catch she made. She twice, but one time specifically, headed to first base on what she thought was ball 4, and it wasn't. And she was embarrassed by it a little bit, and even went to the ump and was, kept 2 or 3 times, said over and over, my fault, my bad. That does not happen in other sports and with other players.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? She recognized she was wrong. She took responsibility. She didn't sit there and argue about the call. That's what you got to love with families that are watching this sport, guys. It's just so pure. I hope it continues to be this way.
Well, I know I'm scrolling through Twitter right now, and there's another quote I found out. I'll eventually get back and watch all the post-game interview clips, but it's Kinsey Hansen, her being interviewed, and you can just see her absolutely bawling her eyes out. And the quote is, "We don't talk a lot about making history, but looking around at the girls and super seniors, this one's for them." Once again, an act of selflessness. And guys, I hate to have this talk, but the social media backlash that Oklahoma is going to get is going to be real for the next couple of days. Just be prepared. Sooner Nation is going to get attacked. They're going to find something to attack OU about.
There's nothing to attack.
No, but you know how people are on Twitter. And also,
but
guys,
they can't do anything. They don't play again for another 6 months or whatever it is.
And I think this the most legendary photo has been tweeted out by George Stoya. I can't pull it up. I can't share my screen show, but I can show it through the phone. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's Joseph Harris, Patty Gasso, and Joe Castiglione. I would not be shocked if we hear the announcement of a Patty Gasso statue coming up soon. I bet that's what the talk was about.
I mean, who knows? But, I mean, I just – there's so many things, guys, that you could talk about from the game and from the season. But what's going to happen is in the next few days, they're going to be celebrating. But then a few days after that, this team's going to look back and think, wow, 53 straight, we did that. Like when you're in the middle of it, they're probably, like she said, there's probably not the history stuff. They're probably not thinking about it. But you get a couple of days from now, and they're going to be sitting there thinking, wow, 53 straight, 61-1. I mean, unbelievable. Guys, we watched history made this year. This is the best softball team to ever play softball. Okay, Jackson, we can't see that on the screen, but hey, no, it's fine. We can't really see it. I can't see it, but hey, it's the best team to ever play the game. We watched history tonight, and for those that have kids, I hope you had your kids in front of the TV watching it with you. Guys, for all the listeners out there, thanks for listening. Thanks for subscribing. It's been a great, it's been a lot of fun over the last month or two doing these videos, guys.
One hell of a ride.
It's been a great ride. And I mean, it's been so fun watching softball. I mean, guys, this is a sport to me that's just going to continue to grow. It's going to continue to make leaps and bounds. OU's got a new stadium. I'm going to be there opening day. That's my plan, is to be there to opening day at the stadium.
I hope so. That's the plan for me.
And guys, once again, thanks for listening. Please comment. Please subscribe. And hey, as we move forward past softball season, put it in our rearview mirror. Football season is just around the corner, and we're going to have a ton of content for football season. So please subscribe. And man, I don't know what to close it with, Jeremy. You got a quote or something on a break?
Yeah, I'm going to say what the Sooners say right now. Eyes up. Eyes up, boys.
Eyes up. Perfectly said.
Eyes up.
Eyes up.
Eyes up.
Boomer.
Boomer.
All right, boys. That's all we got for tonight. Boomer.